All right, in the last video, you set up your WordPress installation. In this video, well, I want to answer the question, how do we change this code, right? Traditionally, if you've used WordPress not as a developer, you may have logged into the backend here by going to WP admin or WP login, which brings you to the dashboard. And you may be familiar with going to the appearance themes, and the themes over here allows you to activate other themes. So that if I activate the 2015 theme, if I click activate here, for example, you can just watch along. By activating that, if I now go to my home page, if I open this up, you can see that I've changed the home page here. This is really basic way to change themes and all that kind of stuff. And you can even go in, sure, I can hit customize here, and I can change maybe the colors or the masthead, right? I can do some basic customizations of what this stuff's gonna look like. But that's not enough if you're a developer, because if you're a developer, you are gonna have requirements from the brand, from your client, from something that you wanna do that aren't going to be within these options here. And that's when you're going to need to dive into the code and do it by hand. There's a few different ways to do it, but we're going to do it the professional way by getting access to the server, and in this case by using FTP to upload files there. So in order to do that, in order to get to this page here, and in order to change out our own themes, like let's go here again, see that we have some themes here, and then we can add themes here. To upload a custom theme, we're going to need to access the server again. So let's get to that. In the meantime, I'm just going to activate 2017 theme, the original one again, so that we're all on the same page. Okay, so I'm back to where I was. So how do we add our own themes here? All that kind of stuff. That's what we're going to look at. To do that, we're going to need an FTP client. FTP stands for File Transfer Protocol. There are a gazillion of them out there. The one I'm going to recommend to you is at cyberduck.io. If you go to cyberduck.io, here you can download a free a free FTP client, basically. There's a bunch of different options here. I would recommend on the Mac that you just download it manually by clicking this here. For some reason, if you go to the Mac store, they want to charge $23. Okay, that's fine. I mean, it is a free open source project, so you would be, very nicely paying $23 to help, support the project. But I understand if we're students, go for it. Just download the free version here. Same thing with Windows here. If you're on a Windows machine, go for it. Choose the best option. But ultimately, what you want to do is open up CyberDuck. If I unzip it here like this, give it a second. On the Mac, you'll get the little icon of the duck here, and you will drag this into your applications folder. So that's what you want to do. I already have it in there. So once you have it in there, you can see you got CyberDuck in there. Then you can double click it, open it up, and you'll have CyberDuck running. Does that make sense? Okay. Pause and take a second if you need to go through the steps of downloading CyberDuck, putting in your applications folder on the Mac, if you're on the Mac, and then opening it up and getting this far. That's where you need to be. All right, so the next steps, once we have CyberDuck here, we need to connect to our server because we're going to have files locally here that we're going to want to upload to the server so that we can upload our own theme here. So how do we do that? How do we get that access? Well, you have it already. It's, again, in that email that HostGator sent you. In the email HostGator sent you, they gave you the information you need. And I'm going to go through this with you so that you can log in to your server via FTP. The first thing you're going to want to do in CyberDuck is press this plus key right here. Once you're in here, you want to make sure that you're on FTP. We're on FTP doing that there. And then we set up our server. The server name in this case is going to be the domain name. So for me, it's 1 month WordPress.com. So I'm going to put that in there. And then you're going to use the username. The username here, if you can see, is 1 month word. 1 month word. Make sure I typed it correct. Yep. So I just got that from there. And that's all that you need to do right now. Leave everything else the same. So just to repeat, the server name is the domain name, the username is here. It's all right here for you. And then I can just close this out, clicking that, and double click. It may say, hey, you're on an unsecure connection. It's fine for all intents and purposes. I'm going to say don't show again and continue. Just click through any warnings it gives you. You're probably fine. Now, it's going to prompt you for a password. It didn't do it for me because I had just put mine in to try it out, but it's going to prompt you for a password. And what you're going to want to do there, of course, is just copy your password here into the FTP so that you can log in. So do that. Get that far. And once you're in here and you can see this stuff like this, that means you are in good shape. If you're having trouble with this step and you can't get in, please contact HostGator if you're using them or whatever provider you have. I'm sure they'd be able to help you out. This is basic server stuff and a little bit beyond the scope of this course, but I'm just trying to guide you and connect the dots of how it works. So get CyberDuck or any FTP client, log in, and I'll see you in the next video.